and so you may not see. Yo, what is up, everybody? It's Just Cause back here again with another a little on the high side racing league presented by Circle B Diecast. Use code HIGHSIDE at checkout, saves you 20% off. Not 20% off, free shipping off of any price in America. As we're kind of loading in here tonight. We got Auto Club here tonight. Big race here for them. Auto Club's going to be fun. We got some new people in the league, so it should be fun here tonight as we're loading in. As we are loading in, we're also going to give a shout out to Rise Energy or Raise Energy Drink. Yeah, the code is. I still gotta memorize the code. Alohsrl will save you 15% off at checkout. So get yourself some Rise Energy Drinks or Raise Energy Drinks. Yeah, so here we go. We are loading into the race. We are joined today by K Harvick fan. I don't know if these guys are included, but when he does, welcome K Harvick fan. As we are going green here.
Still loading though.
As we are here in first stage. How many laps and what's the fuel count? 20. 29, 14. So
Ooh.
It's going to be an interesting split
could
up
be
here.
mileage.
They're going to have to probably split up. Yeah, it could be mileage here. As we're heading into turn number 1 out down to the back straightaway now. They are side by side currently for the first position. You got Brodozer in the 47 and then the 96 of Ice in My Veins. He's currently out there out front as he's going through 3 and 4. Can he put the slide job on the 47? Here comes the 41 of Man Like Milk. Oh, they're 4 wide for the lead. Wow, that's how you start off lap number 1.
Tell you what, man, that's one of the reasons. Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say, one of the reasons I love this place, Alex, and you know this very well. This place is so wide, and I like this a lot over Michigan because Michigan to me feels like it's very, even though it's so wide, it feels very limited to where you can really run. Here, you can run all over this racetrack, and it works. You get a lot of side-by-side. The draft and side draft mean a lot here. And there's a little bit of tire management that comes into this place as well. So a whole lot here. This place offers a lot, and that's why I love it.
Yeah, I just want to bring up something that you like to say, Harvick. You say this and Michigan are about the closest to an actual super speedway that you can get. So tell us, what makes the Michigan Auto Club, those two racetracks, mostly similar to today's super speedway racing?
Well, and let's be clear. First of all, I don't know what draft we're on tonight. It's either normal or high, but either way. Okay, so even still, normal draft, which is what we're on, it still means a lot. First of all, I just want to point out, this is only a thing in this game. It really shouldn't be this way. But in this game, you can pretty much, and I won't say, fully, but you are pretty much full throttle around this racetrack the entire way around, and that goes for Michigan as well. This place, you carry so much speed around here. It's so wide. And the draft means so much. You get such a pull here from the car in front of you, or you get a really good push from the car behind you because of how much throttle you're using and how big this place is. You carry a ton of speed, especially down that front straightaway into turn 1. That it pretty much makes this a plate track. You're using so much throttle and you're hardly ever off of it that everybody is just trying to draft one another and pull, and side drafting, same thing. You got to get up on somebody's quarter panel to pass them. Now the one difference here is you're not solely reliant on the draft. It helps a lot, but you can make a move. You can pull out a line, make a move, and clear somebody, especially through the corners here. And I think that's got a lot to do with the fact that these corners aren't very high banked. Look, these corners probably are very deceiving. I can tell you right now, the corners here are only 14 degrees banked. Which is equivalent to what the banking is at Richmond, which I did not believe when I first heard that. But and I think that's got to do with it a lot as well, where you can run.
Yeah, it's right now. Well, yeah, 25. He said 25, but Ice in My Veins showing a good battle right now in that 96. But he also got the 41 of Man Like Milk. Man Like Milk in that 41, running pretty good in that P2 position. I think he just lost it to the 24. High Side Hobie finally got some luck last race at Gateway and finally
Carnival.
won the race off of fuel mileage as the 24 hits the wall. Here comes 88, adjusting my fist on the bottom as he's going to make a move to the inside for P2. Can he clear? Yes, he can. And second place is going to go to the 88. Just now as they're 3 wide for third place.
Oh boy. Other big thing here is momentum on the presets too. That's the one thing that the plate tracks don't have as much that this place has. If you run up higher through these corners, it might be a longer distance, but boy, you can carry momentum off these corners, and it will give you a huge run down these straightaways. That's with or without draft. Oh!
Oh, what happened there? Oh, it looks like everybody's still straight. Everybody's still straight, though, so that's pretty good. But let's go to the front as the 96 has put a gap on the top on the rest of the field right now. But the 88's kind of reeling them in. But this 96, in his debut, already running pretty good. I've had this man in my league. I can tell you, ice in my veins is the real deal, my guy. He can run up front. He can run fast, and he's running very fast right now as he's up front and in the lead right now as they go down the back straightaway right now. Pretty good. The 88's there in second, and then you got the 14 and Noggin Jr. in third as they're running pretty good here in stage number 1. It's just going to have to depend on the fuel mileage. People may not split this in half. You might be a lap short if you try to go all 14, but you're going to have to save that one lap. I think either way, if you stretch it, you can possibly make it on a one-stop here, Harvick.
No, definitely. Look, and again, the tires are a little bit of a concern, but it's not as bad as personally as I think it should be. As there's a little bit of contact up there. It looks like everybody's gonna keep it going though. But the one thing here, first of all, if you're on a wheel here or you have a shifter, you're at a huge advantage because going into these corners, you could clutch or let off or whatever and not lose a ton of speed. If you're on a controller, you don't have that luxury. You kind of have to be very smart and think about how you're saving fuel in the gaps around you, and try to manage the draft to the cars around you as well to try to save that fuel. All you got to do is save a lap in this stage, whether it be on your first run or on your second run, to make this on one stop. Obviously, you could go 14 one run, 15 the other, or vice versa. Obviously, saving half a lap won't do you much because you still got to get the other half a lap out of it. But the big thing here is you have to be able to manage that and try to figure out the best way to do it. And there's guys like Brodozer, or Yee, but Brodozer, who I'm very familiar with from a couple of other leagues. I don't know if he's back here doing that right now. I can tell you I expected him to be running a little bit higher here. This is one of his best tracks, at least on the custom setup side of things. I know just based on how he's run, so I'm a little bit surprised. Could be back here saving fuel though. Who knows? Again, one thing in order to save fuel, especially if you're just on a controller, but even if you're on a wheel, is being in that draft helps a lot.
Yeah, right now, that 96 right now is not saving anything because he's up front, but he's running pretty good right now. Let's go look at the mid-pack right now. We got kind of single file here. We got the lead pack, which is 4 cars right now. And then you kind of got this other pack where they got probably, I would say, about estimate 6 cars right here. You got the 51 of Horatio, another driver that we've known very well in the 51. And then you also got the 47 of Brodozer. Oh
boy!
What a save by the 41. The 41 saved it. What a save.
I don't even. That's impressive.
That is impressive. Man like Milk in that 41 just saved it. Let's go to the top 4. Ford Tough in that 4th place position, making his high side debut. We know Ford Tough as well. He's a pretty good racer, and he's up here. He's battling for that 3rd position with Noggin Jr. right now. But Noggin Jr.'s got the draft. We got 17, so pit stop's coming soon here, Harvick.
Indeed, 17 to go in this race. Should be, I'd say, pit road probably start opening up. Probably in the next 3 laps or so is really when you're going to see these stops. Again, I'd say 2 would be for the guys that aren't trying to save the fuel on this run. 3 more would be for guys that maybe are trying to save, it's going to be, I guess depending on what these guys feel like is the better strategy. I'll tell you right now, with as short as the stage is, if you can save a lap and cut out a whole pit stop, a whole trip down pit road, you're going to be sitting pretty good.
Yeah, we're gonna look here. Here comes 17 Ford Tough to the rear bumper of the 96 here. He's gonna look to the outside. Oh, he's gonna slide up in front of 88. 88's gonna have to check up. Here we go. Almost 3 wide there. 88's kind of backing out. 17's in the wall. He's scraping the wall, and cars are signaling the pit road.
Very busy.
Cars are signaling the pit road. The pit road's about to be busy. It's about to be busy. Just a driver to throw out there to keep your eye on. Keep an eye on the 11 and the 8. Those are the two known fuel savers that like to save fuel here. As cars are coming down. Here we go. Leader's in. 14's in. 88's in. 6 is in. 41 is in. It looks like the 8's in as well. Yeah, 8 is in. 20's in. 24. 11. Thank you for jinxing me, guys. I jinxed it. I thought they were going to save some fuel. They didn't. Oh, more cars are coming in this time.
This should be the rest of the field, I would think.
Yeah, it's only 3, actually maybe even 4 cars. Yeah, 38's still out there. That's Royster. He also got, we're just hearing some rules being explained in chat. Here comes the rest of the cars. 17, 51, 47 in, 11's coming out, 38's coming in. He is slow. He is slow rolling on the apron. He must have ran out. Same for the 3 and Matrix. He is slow rolling on the pit road. So Matrix is also out of gas. As here comes race off pit road. Easily 96 is going to win the race off pit road and be out front here, Harvick.
Indeed, and I want to say this. Well, he won't be out front quite yet. He's still got to go back around and pass the 4 or 5 cars that just came down. The one thing I will say, I believe those guys came in on 14. They still had 15 to go in the race. These guys right here, I believe, came in with 14 laps to go. If my math is correct here, the guys that just came in and are coming out now, those include guys like the 47 and the 38. Those guys will be good to go on fuel. They should not have to save, and I believe, or sorry, they won't have to save, and they shouldn't have to go down pit road anymore. So look for those guys to probably shoot up towards the top of the leaderboard here in probably another 13, 14 laps.
Yes, those cars have exited pit road. That final cars that exited here, they're going to be a couple laps short here. So it's going to be interesting. See what happens on the fuel strat end of things, but it looks like the battle for the lead is heating up between the 14 of Noggin Jr. and the 96 of Ice in Veins. Ice in my veins here as they're going into turn number 1. 14 and 96, they're kind of close to each other here. 14's leading that middle lane, 96 going to the bottom right on that white line. They come down the back straightaway here. They're both basically hooked up. Nobody, I think, is in their draft. Maybe the 88, but the 88 may be too far back here. But right now, that 96 is up front, and he's riding pretty good.
Indeed, and I tell you what, for his debut, he is doing an amazing job. He's led a lot of this race that's, hasn't been in pit cycles. He's done a great job, and this 14 has done a really good job, too. I tell you what, obviously, I've missed a few races back-to-back, but when last race I was here, that 14 was really impressive. He's impressed me a lot lately. So that 14 is definitely showing up here, I'd say, at this point in the season and, really since a few weeks ago, to be one of the contenders every week. Obviously, I think he's still trying to rack up some more wins, but he's been very consistent, and he seems to always be consistently running inside the top 5 and right around the top 3. So that 14's done an amazing job as well.
Yes, he's in P2. P3 just got a little change right there between the 6 and the 88. So B13 and just to my fist, change of third place right there as the 6 car is going to go to third place. So good pass there by the 6. Let's go to some battles here. Let's go look at some battles. 47 of, our boy Brodozer versus the 8 of Hunter Boy with this pack here. Got the 17 of Ford Tough here, as well as the 41 of Man Like Milk and the 51 of Horatio. They're all side by side for what I would say was for the 5th position.
Yeah, a whole lot of cars in this little pack right here. I don't know I would say this: if these guys are maybe thinking about trying to catch these guys in front, again, I don't know what everybody's fuel situation is here, nor do I know what it is up front. But it'd be smarter for them to probably try to line up with one another, get organized, and try to, again, similar to what you would want to do at a plate track, try to line up, draft one another, and see if you can catch up to those in front of you instead of trying to race one another. You race one another here, you're going to lose time. You're trying to side draft it. That costs a lot of that costs you time. Versus if you can get things organized between you guys, single out and try to go catch those in front of you, give everybody a chance to get even better position. So.
Yeah, as right now that got some guys drafting up here. They kind of went single file. Looked like there may have been some issues for the 21. He's got some front end damage here. He's making his debut. It's Taz YT. Right now he's not doing good. He's got some front end damage, like I said, but he's kind of in the back. Royster also in the back, another main guy here. He's kind of running in the back all by himself here, as well as the 9 Assault Packet Papa. Got that one win this season at Daytona, just not running well. He's currently running pretty good though, right with this 21. So it's an interesting battle for whatever position that is. But back up front though. Ice in my veins, battling with the 14 and Noggin Jr. Right now, those two are out front. Can we get a left count? 7 at the line when they come by here, Harvick. Now, I don't think these guys are saving. So can you tell me, when do you guys think he's gonna pit? These guys will pit because we are coming up on the stage end, and you could get penalized if you don't pit in time.
Oh, and I tell you what, obviously, for the game's sake, pit road closes 2 laps to go on the stage, but that would be at the start of lap 28 here. So those guys could theoretically come in on lap 28, but I expect most guys to probably be in pit road by the start of lap 27, or maybe if they're high enough up in the running order, maybe try to get in coming around to the start of 28 if they can get in before the leader hits the line. But I'm hearing pits might get busy now, and I think if you can't make it on fuel and you're going to have to pit again, I want to be in pit road now because that will give me a chance to maybe try to salvage something out of this stage.
Yeah, it's right now. Do you think right now the 14, he's not getting a big of enough run on the 96. Do you think a short pit option here for the 14 would be wise?
That would depend if he can make it on fuel. If he can make it on fuel, I wouldn't be worried about it. But if not, I mean, maybe just to get around the 96, yeah. But I can tell you right now, there's going to be probably, I would say, 5 or 6 guys here at least that are going to be able to make it to the end of the stage. Like I said, I think those guys, that group of 4 or 5, that included the 47 and the 38, and those guys that went about an extra lap there. I think these guys are going to be good to go to the end of the stage. I don't think fuel will be an issue for them. I don't think they'll have to pit again. Some of these guys, though, I think could have also decided to save that on the back part of this on the second run here. So we have to keep an eye on that too. We don't know exactly who's going to be able to do that and who won't. But I expect quite a few of these guys to stay out and try to make it this on the end on fuel. So we have to see what happens.
Yeah, they're on 5 to go. When we come around, it's going to be 4 to go here. But 20's coming out. Fat Paladin already one of the cars that had to pit. He's going to pit a little bit early. Here with 4 to go. We're coming to 4 to go here. Let's go to the leaders once again, see if any of them pit here. No, it's side by side for the lead. 96 and 14. Oh, 96, he's on the inside, 14 on the outside. 14 has the advantage here. He's going to stick a nose out front. 96 gets a side draft. Here we go, in the 1. Oh, 96, what a beautiful entry. Sends it in there and makes it stick. Will he signal down pit road here? They're going to be coming to 3 to go. That's basically kind of the limit where you want to pit. Otherwise, if you go to 2 to go, you're going to get a penalty. Here we go, through 3 and 4. He did not signal. Nobody, I seen nobody in top 4 signal. Here we go.
Like I said, though, keep in mind, if you're up towards the top of this front, if you're in the top 3 or so, you might be able to try to come in. If you can't make it, you might be able to try to come in, coming to the start of 2 to go, and try to beat the leader to get to the commitment line before the leader actually gets to start finish to take 2 to go. So that's the thing too. We might not be out of the ballpark yet here. It would be this lap though if anybody is going to come in. If not, then you're either hoping you can make it or you're just willing to take whatever happens.
96 coming in. He signaled. He's coming in this time. 14 did not signal.
14 believes he can make it.
Well, I think what the 14 was doing was kind of cheating us. The reason why he couldn't pass the 96, he was saving behind the 96 probably. So good move by the 14. Well, because the field's kind of spread out. Some packs are with 2 cars, some cars are by themselves, other cars are in packs. So the 14 could have been saving, as I think it's 2 to go now.
It is.
1 to go at the line here for stage number 1. We're going to go back to the... We're going to try and go back to the leader here.
Can this 14 make it?
Jr. Yeah, he's trying to save. He's on the apron. Oh, 17 and 47 are coming. Here we go. 1 to go in stage number 1. This could be the fuel strategy to the end of the stage. They're side-by-side door banging for second.
Tell you what, keep in mind too, look, we think the 14 is going to be good, but we're unsure. He had to save this run, we're pretty sure. So it's going to be a question for him. If he runs out of fuel, these guys are right here. This could be for your stage win. It's not out of the picture. Not to mention, they're closing pretty quick too.
They're closing. Here we go, through 3 and 4. Who's going to win the stage? Oh, they're side-by-side for second. Oh, can the 14, can he make it to the line?
He will.
He's gonna make it. Noggin Jr. is gonna win stage number 1 at Auto Club.
And a heck of a battle for second.
That was a heck of a battle. 41 is out. He is sputtering at the line. There he goes. 9 crosses the line. 96 had to pit, so 96 is somewhere on the racetrack. Probably took a gas and go. 21's on pit road. Don't know if that's a DNF or he ran out. Oh, he ran out of gas, so he's got to come out here. 3 cars out, it looks like. Yep, and that's going to end the stage officially. Good stage win for the 14 of Noggin Jr. He's going to take the stage number 1 victory on a fuel mileage strategy. What a job by the 14 of Noggin Jr.
Absolutely. Like I said, this 14 has really impressed me the last few races I've watched here, and he seems to only continue to be improving each week. So, like I said, I look for this 14 to really start being a contender. He's been very consistent within the top 5, top 3, a lot of the races as of recent. And he seems to only be getting better as the season goes on. I look for him to maybe start racking up that win column just a little bit more before we're all said and done.
Here we go. 14 on the inside, 17 on the outside. Green flag in the air for stage number 2. 27, so it's clearly a 1-stop if you go 14. We're going into turn number 1. 14 on the bottom, 17 on the top. 14 can get help from the 47, 17 can get help from the 51. 51 slides up the racetrack. Here we go, down the back straightaway. 17 not giving up on the high side, but the 14 getting more.
Oh!
Here we go. Oh!
9 car, I believe. Sounds like having a lag issue.
Kick. That is kind of a question.
Caution will be out.
That's going to be a caution here. It's a lag caution we're hearing. That's pretty interesting here. So we're going to get a caution to start out stage number 2. So as they are kind of slowing it down here so they can line up here to go down pit road this time. It's a good time to plug our Rise sponsorship. Raise sponsorship. As, when you buy any race products on their website, use code ALOHSRL. You save 15% off on any order at checkout. It's pretty good sports drink. It's pretty good energy drink. It's pretty good. They also got some products. They got some muscle building, protein, shakes, powder, all those things. So go check them out. We're going to put the link to the website in the description on YouTube, but we're also going to put it in the chat with the code. So thank you for anybody who purchases Rays with our code. Go try them out. They're pretty good. As we are under caution here. Cars are coming down pit road here. This time 14 is going to stay out with the 6.
Interesting.
Oh, 20 stays out as well. So 3 cars staying out on the racetrack here.
I tell you what, I don't. This is a risky, potentially risky move. They're not good on fuel from here. That everybody will have to pit one more time, so that won't be the problem. However, they did run a lap on tires. This is one of the harder racetracks on tires, in my opinion, and this is a personal opinion, but I think it will probably be one that most people will tend to agree with. This track in this game doesn't wear tires out nearly as much as I think it should, or as realistically as it should, but it does wear the tires out a good bit, especially maybe a little bit more so in these presets. But the tires here are going to be a bit interesting. We'll have to see how these guys accelerate, how well these guys do on this restart. That's going to be the interesting question. It'll also be interesting to see, Alex, what these guys do, the 3 or 4 guys that stayed out here, when we get back around here to the choose cone.
Okay, so we're going to have juice cone here down the back straightaway. Juice cone. It's going to be interesting to see what lanes people choose here. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how everybody does it here. So it's going to be pretty good. So right now we are kind of lining up. See, the 9 is stuck on pit road. The 9 is DNF for engine issues. He thought he had engine issues during the race, and you know what? He kind of had to come down and fix those engine issues. And he said, call it quits, and he's out for the day. So the 9 is out here. As we're looking at choose cone, the 51's going to lead the outside lane here, as the 14's going to pick the inside line. So 2 very different lines here. As you know, everybody who stayed out is on the bottom, and then a lot of those pressure tires are up on the top here, Harvick.
Tell you what, if you're Horatio, which again, I'm pretty familiar with Horatio, this is a pretty good situation for him. He's going to be the first car up here, I believe, on the fresher tires. He's probably going to have the advantage of launching on this restart. And I tell you what, too, he's not afraid to block and try to move around either, so this is a place I expect him to do well. We'll see how he does here, first time up towards the front today on the front row.
Here we go, green flag as the 51 gets a great launch on those newer tires. As he's on the outside, can he clear the 14 entering turn number 1? Oh, here we go, he's going to look. No, he cannot clear. 14's digging on the bottom. Can the 14 clear off of 2? 6 is going to go to the inside. 3 wide for the lead going down the back straightaway.
Can the 51 use momentum?
51's got a push from the 47. 51's trying to get around the outside. Here comes the 6 on the bottom. 14's coming back on the inside. 3 wide once again out of turn number 4. Here we go. 17's going to try and make it 4 wide for the lead. It's 4 wide up front.
Oh!
Oh, this might not end well. This might not. Oh, 14 backed out. Smart decision by the 14 right there. Backs out of 4 wide, but the 17 of 4 tough coming on the bottom. Can the 51 get that run on the outside? 51's got more help. Here comes the 47. 6 is going to go to the inside with the 17. Roush cars on the bottom. Oh, 20 taps the wall a little bit on that outside. Here comes the 17. Can he clear the 51? Yes, he can. New
Ford
leader
Tough
at Auto Club, 17 of Ford Tough. All right.
Indeed, and I tell you what, these guys are, oh boy!
Cars wrecking, they're crashing, big one on the front straight.
About to say, these guys are getting a little bit dicey, and then, well, they obviously took dicey to another level before I could get it out of my mouth.
Yeah, 88's involved, 41's involved, 11's involved, 8 cars involved as they're racing it back to the line right now. You know, it is 3 wide up front, but now they're going to single file it out. 17 going to block the 6 here on the bottom and coming to the line out of turn number 4. The 17 of Ford Tough is going to win the race back to the line as caution is out once again.
How many laps? laps
And
left here.
Yeah. 19.
19.
They're probably going to go green. So it's 21 to go here. We're probably going to go green with 19. What a battle. Just got too dicey in the back. And that's where the chaos happened.
I am curious, though. We talked about the guys that stayed out. Where did all those guys end up, especially the 14, who's been up here a lot of this? Where did he end up falling to?
Well, the cars that stayed out, the 6 who stayed out, took the inside lane, restarted 4th. He's up to 2nd. 14 was the leader on the restart. He's fallen back to 4th, but the biggest, hardest fallback is probably the 20, who took 5th place on the inside and is about round almost out of the top 10. I think he's like 9th or 10th right now. But that kind of saves him.
Of course, too, he had that contact with the wall there during that run as well, the 20 I'm talking about. So I'm sure that didn't help his situation either. But everybody will get a chance here if they choose to come down, get 4 fresh tires, make a couple adjustments if they feel it necessary, and fill that thing up with fuel.
Yes, here we go. They're coming down.
Anybody stay out? Doesn't appear so.
No. Everybody comes down. Yeah, everybody was there. The people that saw them stay out was kind of learned a little bit. They're kind of sitting there like, nah, we're not gonna stay out this time.
I gotta say, the 6 did a really good job with it, though.
Yeah, the 6 did a pretty good job with the track position. You know, he was, I think, running about in that 6th position. Before the first caution came out, and then, he kind of stayed out and made his way up to like 2nd. So good position for that 6. As cars exiting pit road, the 17 is going to win the race off pit road. So Ford Tough is going to be the leader here, and Choose Cone on the back is going to be interesting here, Harvick.
Indeed, and we saw how things went in the last restart. We saw the outside kind of get a good launch. Now we know the 14 restarted on the old tires, so that could have played a part. But if you're Ford Tough here, what do you do? And then obviously, Alex, what do you think the preferred restart line is here? Just in general, obviously we know track position, depending on where you are, depends on a lot of that. But if you're the leader, what line are you taking?
I think it's very simple. Since we're not restarting at the box, since the box is not that visible here, we're going to be restarting at the restart or at the start-finish line. So I think the inside, because you're trying to get up to speed, the shorter way around the racetrack helps a lot more than the furthest. And the 17 kind of was fighting it a little bit. He kind of got to the quarter panel off of 2 on the leader when the 51 had the advantage on the last restart. He had the advantage going in 1, and it ended up at quarter panel. If they stay neck and neck, the leader would easily clear here off of 2 unless he has a bobble or a mistake.
All right, well, let's see what these guys do here as we line them up, restack them, and send them back to green.
Here we go. Got Ford Tough on the inside. Help from the 6. You got the 14 and Nugget Jr. on the outside. Help from the 38 of Royster. Here we go. Green flex. Good jump by the outside.
Wow, it goes again.
Outside lane just has got it today. As here we go. 14 is easily going to clear the leader as well as the 38 as they're heading in the 1. And through 2 now. Here we go, down the back straightaway. 14 comes up and blocks. Here comes the 17 on the bottom. 3 wide in the middle of the pack. 38's going to fall a 3rd. 17 in 2nd. 14 in 1st as they're heading through 3 and 4. Here we go, 14. Can he hold him off? He's got one of the faster cars in this race. So does the 17. 38 a Royster looking to the inside of the 17. 17's got the main draft to 14. 14's going to get the draft to the 38 now. Side by side for 2nd. As here we go into 1 and 2. Oh, 38's going to make a move for the lead.
Here we go.
Oh, side by side. What a move. He got big run from the draft of the 14. They are still side by side as they're coming off of 2. Oh, 38 gets loose. 3 wide for the lead. 17's going to go through the middle. Here comes the 6 of B13. 17, can he clear the 14 through 3 and 4? They're battling. Can he pull a slider? He's going to slide up the racetrack, and he's going to clear the 14 by a car length. New leader at Auto Club, the 17 of Ford Tough Heart.
Tell you what, man, Ford Tough is he's living up to his gamer tag. He's taking that forward and he's putting it in tough positions, but he's not afraid to do it, and he's making it work each time. Up the middle, 3 wide. Not always the. It's interesting when you do that. You can kind of get yourself in some questionable situations when you do that, but he's made it work every time he's done it, and he's back up in the lead for the second time this evening. We'll see how well he holds on to it here at Auto Club.
Yes, he's doing pretty good. The 14, 38 hard in the wall right there. So problems with the 38. He keeps hitting the wall. So bad luck there for the 38. He's now falling back to about dead last now. That is not good. That is a long line you're going to have to come back from. Is there 3 wide for the lead? 6, 14, 17. It's the 6. The B13 is going to go to the lead.
I tell you what. Oh boy.
Oh, 17 the wall right there. Sorry, Harvick. 17 clobbered the wall off of 2. He's going to fall back to 4th, but the 6, the B13 up front.
I tell you what, man. The 6, he was around stage 1, but he was a little bit more quiet, but he was somebody that I really expected to be strong this race, and he's showing up now. He was a little bit quieter in stage 1, maybe fuel mileage and stuff. Oh boy, big trouble.
24's around.
Oh, even more trash. Crash.
30's
trash
around,
cars.
11's around. 8's around. Race to the line. 88 trying out for the U.S. gymnastics team.
Well, he might be a little bit late for that. The Olympics are starting tomorrow, so.
Here we go, coming out of turn number 4. It's going to be the 6 of B13 as he's going to win the race back to the caution flag. Good job by the 6, but a big crash right there. They were 3 wide for second place between the 96, the 24, and I think the 14. And then ping pong effect happened with the car in the middle, which was the 24. And then calamity happens after that.
I tell you what, I'm trying to just regather my thoughts here. I was talking about the 6, and then the big one happened coming through there. But man, I tell you what, going back to the 6, he was pretty quiet in stage 1. He has shown up now, and he looks like he's here to win this race. The same thing for the 17. He was kind of quiet in stage 1. He has really shown up now, and that goes for quite a few other guys. The 14 still remains up here. But I tell you what, the one thing we didn't talk about is something else that's similar to super speedways, like a Daytona and a Talladega to this place. Well, when there's a crash and everybody's in a pack, it usually tends to collect more than just a couple of people, and we saw that again. That was one of the wrecks that actually took a little bit longer to end. It seemed like guys just kept piling in there.
Well, yeah, the whole field's coming down pit road here. Good job by everyone here.
Fuel mileage out the window, by the way. Nobody will have to pit after this stop.
Yeah, we're hearing it's going to be green when there's 12 to go. We're hearing when we go green, maybe 11. So we're going to have to figure that out when we go green. It's probably around there. So everybody's coming in for their pit stops. The weirdest thing is, I don't know why NASCAR, the officials, have not cracked down on this. A lot of the cars are pitting after, way across their pit line. You know, they have every driver's got their noses about over their pit box line, which usually in NASCAR, you know, that's a big no-no. You don't want that to happen. But at least looks like they've kind of thrown out that rule for about every race this season for the safety of the crew and the drivers.
I guess maybe they're sleeping. I don't know. That's been a common theme sometimes. But no, in all seriousness, I will say spectator in this game doesn't always show things on pit road properly because obviously, as we've seen, there's crashes on pit road that don't actually happen. So there's that too. It could just be something we're seeing based on the fact that, you know, when you pit in the game, it parks you in like the same spot every time. So either way, it is funny to look at. It is rather interesting, and pit road does look kind of odd when most of the cars are pitted not all the way in the box.
Yeah, it's funny. Another funny thing I want to talk about I've seen was a couple seasons ago where we had the infamous package where you press a button and the front tires would go in front of the front bumper of the race car. That package has to be
Oh
one of the most
boy.
memorable packages in high-side
Yes,
history.
the amazing NASCAR modified cup package.
Yeah, that was so fun. I loved having that. And also the rear tires would go to the door. That was very interesting. It was like an IndyCar style package. We're green here from Auto Club for stage number 2. 96 got a good jump on the outside, but they're still side by side heading in the 1. 6 on the bottom. He's getting help from the 14. 6 is going to clear the 96 already. 14. Here he goes. Can he clear the 96 as well? Oh, yes he can. 14 to P2 as they're single file in the back, and they're going side by side for P3 now as they're heading into 3 and 4. 6 car on the bottom. He's leading that bottom lane. 14's going to slide up. Here comes the 96 on the bottom for P2. Contact in the back between the 17. Here we go. Down the tri-oval. 6 car out front. Here comes the 14. To the inside. Side draft by the 14. Here comes the 51 of Horatio. Side by side for the lead. Who's going to get it? 14 or 6. Out of turn number 2. It's the 14 of Noggin Jr.
Indeed, the 14 again. He's back in familiar territory. By the way, I haven't mentioned this to any of you guys that are maybe seeing Horatio race for the first time. We got to give a shout out to the real legend out of the pairing here. How about good old Ralph? We haven't shouted out good old Ralph yet. I think when you talk about Horatio, I think it's just a requirement that you have to mention the old amazing Beagle Ralph. I think that's the real star, the real star of that team. But no, in all seriousness, Horatio doing a great job as well in his debut here. He's been pretty quiet. He's been, up front a little bit a couple restarts ago, but finds himself around the top 5 here and just kind of staying quiet. I think he'll be somebody that really shows up maybe towards the end of the race, and I can see the same thing with Brodozer and the 47 and a couple other guys as well.
Think we may have gotten another DNF. Yeah, the 38 of Jay Royster. 38 of Jay Royster with a DNF. That's got to be an RIP to that 38 car. But a battle for the lead, though. Here comes the 6. 41. 6 in the 41. 41 on the bottom. 6 on the top. 14. Oh, little block thrown by the 6. 3 wide for second place behind the leader. Oh, could this end well off of 2? Oh, contact between the 41 and 14. 14's got the draft over the 41. 41's trying to lead the inside. Here comes the 47 out of nowhere to the top 5. Where did he come from? Here comes the 14 on the bottom. 6 on the outside. 14 getting the push from the 41. 41 going to the inside. 3 wide for the lead once again.
How about this 41, man? Dude, he's somebody we haven't really gotten a chance to talk about a ton this season, but this is by far the most speed I have seen out of him. This is one of his best races to date that I have been able to witness. He's doing an amazing job, and he is trying to get this lead and see if he can hold on to it. But all things are getting a little bit crazy.
Oh, contact. Oh, more contact. 21 and 41. 88 and 17. Oh, but here comes the 47 to P3. Here comes Brodozer. Brodozer to the bottom. 6 going on the high. Oh, 7 to go in the stage. 47, 3 wide for the lead. 47 on the bottom. 6 on the top. 14 in the middle. Oh,
This is going to get tight.
96. Oh, we're going to have 4 wide for the lead. Are we going to have 4 wide? Oh, no, not yet, though. They were looking like it, but now they...
Oh, I don't think this is done.
47 on the bottom, 14 on the top. Here comes the 96 of Ice.
Watch out for the exit of the corner.
On the bottom. Will he help the 47? Out of 4, they are still side by side as they're coming to the line, Harvick.
Indeed, I believe this is 5 or 6 to go. We'll see. Here we go, 3 wide.
Oh, caution at the line as they're 3 wide for the lead.
47 kind of got the worst end of this deal.
Oh, here we go. Run down the back straightaway. 6 got to run. Will he take it through the middle? Yes, he will.
Here goes the 47.
Throw a block. Oh, the 14 threw a great block, but almost took out the 47 in the process. But here we go, off of turn number 4. We heard caution at the line. Here's they're coming out of 4. The 14's gonna win the race back to the line. As I'm thinking it's 5 to go now. Yeah, it's 5 to go. So when we go green, it's going to be a 3-lap shootout for the stage 2 victory, Harvick.
Indeed, and I tell you what, these are the ones that are always. Would fun be? I mean, they're fun for us. They're not fun for the drivers. These are usually the ones that end in the most chaos, the most mayhem, whatever word you want to throw to describe it. But either way, these things are always interesting. And at a place like Auto Club where restarts get really wild, you get 3, 4. I've seen 5 wide at this place before. I don't think we've seen it yet today. But tell you what, it's not impossible, and I think if we're going to see a 5 wide situation, it would probably be on this restart when the whole field is trying to get as many points as possible. They're about 3 laps away, not a long time away from getting those. And you had the draft that means so much, and everybody's all packed up together for a restart. This is going to be fun. Now, the other question is, do you pit or do you stay out? I think if you're towards the back, it would be... I think logically it'd probably be smart to pit just for tires, but I mean, if you're towards the back of the pack, do you consider staying out, Alex?
Well, everybody's coming down, so that kind of puts the score. But now, this is where it also gets complex. 2 or 4?
I think that is a very good question.
That's going to be a little bit more of a think here for these drivers. If you want to take 2 or you want to take 4. As here they go, leader is in. As we can see, we're magically in a gas can right now. Sunoco gas can cam. Apparently, that is very creative camera work.
The gas cam?
NASCAR Heat 5 to put a camera on a Sunoco gas can. That is pretty creative camera work right there by NASCAR Heat 5. As they're heading out of pit road, I think the 21's going to take 2 and win the race off pit road. So the 21 taking a strategy, the only one to take 2, it looks like, as he is up front and in the lead now, Harvick.
I tell you what, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, we saw how the 14 and some of those other guys did. You know, off the jump of the restart there. You know, on all 4 were a little bit older tires, and they were only about a lap old. So obviously, the 21 here, assumably has 2 fresh right sides, but he's got a little bit more worn out left sides, and they're quite a bit more than about 1 lap old. There's probably about 5 or 6 laps on them at least, just of green flag racing. So you take all that into account. How will that affect his acceleration on a restart that doesn't have a lot of laps remaining at the end of the stage? So we'll have to see. We'll see what he does on the choose cone. We've seen this outside line be really good off the jump of the restarts, and then the bottom kind of comes back in turns 1 and 2. So what all do you decide to do here? What works better? And again, 3 laps to go. This is a crucial decision to try to get stage points, or good stage points.
Yes, here we go. The inside lane is going to get led by the 21 of It's Taz. And then the outside is going to get led by the 47 of Brodozer here, as they're going to lead the lines here. Got the 14 behind the 21, the 96. 96 kind of waiting back to push the 47 here. As here we go. Green flag, 3-lap shootout at Auto Club for stage 2 victory. Here we go, 21. Oh, 47 with a great launch. 21 did not get a good launch. Here we go, through turns 1. 47 clears the leader. Good job by that 47, clearing the leader already.
21 did not get a good launch.
Oh, yeah, 21 did not. He's going to fall back in third. 47 up front with the 96 behind him. Here comes the 21 in third, 14 in fourth. 5th place is going to go to the 41. Here we go through 3 and 4. 21 slides up the racetrack with those 2 tires. They're not handling good for him. He's going to fall back. He's getting swallowed. Here we go. 2 to go in stage number 2.
Indeed. By the way, I apologize for my dogs there, but no, look, I talked about this 47. From what all I've seen of him and a lot of the other leagues that I've done, he's a frequent face, especially at places like Auto Club in Michigan. And he's shown that tonight. He's been pretty quiet, but he's been showing up towards the end of these things when it really counts. And now he's in very familiar territory out front. And I'm gonna guess coming around to one to go here, he can probably hold off these guys. They're pretty calm for the moment behind him. He does have a little bit of a gap over the next car. That could possibly be a bit of an issue if these guys can get a big enough run on them to maybe pull something down the back straightaway. We'll have to see what they can do, Alex. One more to go though for stage 2.
One more to go in stage 2. Car in the grass in the back. That's not a factor. He did not spin. No more cautions here with 5 to go. Here we go, 96. Oh, he got tight there. He's going to slide up the racetrack. 47 up front. He's going to break the draft down the back straightaway. He's going to break it again. Here we go, into 3 and 4. Can the 96 put a last charge for the stage win? Here he goes to the bottom. It's not going to work unless the 47 has a bobble. He does not. Out of turn number 4. The 47, a Brodozer, stage 2 winner here at Auto Club.
Indeed. So we've seen. I forgot. I think the 14 got stage 1, right?
Yeah, 14
So
stage 1.
we have an experienced guy in this league, and we have a guy who's making his debut to the league tonight. So, which one comes out on top? The league experience, or the new guys? Do they have something to say? I think that'll be a question we can ask here going into this third and final stage as well. Either way, we will find out here soon who tonight's winner will be, because we are headed for the start of stage 3.
As while we are under the stage end, we're going to plug the Raise Energy drink, code ALOHSRL at discount, saves you 15% at checkout. So good job by those at Raise. They help us out. So here we go as we're coming to the line. The 3 car accidentally did not pit, but he's going to still lead the green flag. 3 in Matrix on the bottom, 96 of ice on the top. Here we go into 1, 41 with a good push on the 3. 3 cars going to slide up the racetrack here. Oh, but the 96 is going to do as well. Is the 47 going to look to make it 3 wide? 47 gets loose. Oh, good save by 17 as he almost got brought down. 3 car up front. Wow, the 3 of RTSB Matrix. I think he may have accidentally stayed out. He's going high here. He got very tight. So that's going to make the 41 of Man Like Milk the new leader of this race. But here comes the 88 of Gist. He's pushing the 96 as the 41's going to lead that lap. In the turns 1 and 2. Here, can the 41 clear the 96? Here comes the 47. He's pushing that 41. So good job by that 47 here as they're coming off of turn number 2. 96 gets a run here. They're side by side for the lead, Harvick.
Indeed, again, look, you see these guys, they're up here racing, and it's kind of, allowing everybody else to kind of regather themselves. This is how we end up with these 2 and 3 wide, or 3 and 4 wide situations up for the lead. These guys get battling side by side, then it allows a couple other guys to get here, then somebody pokes out, makes it 3 wide, and then we get even more interesting racing. That's what's happening again here, I think. Probably if they continue to do that, we're setting up for that, but it looks like they calmed down for the moment.
There's 36 to go.
Ooh. So we went green with what, 38 then?
Yeah.
Oh, so contact!
So it's probably a 2-stopper, because if you can go 14, it's 14:28, and if it was a 30-lap stage, it's a 10-lap. Yeah. So it'd be like a 2-stopper here if you go 14. 13 would be different. 13 would be probably different. You can still probably make it on 13. 12 might be the one that's sketchy though.
No, I'd say even right now a third stop would have to come at lap 42. Laps would be a third stop for fuel. So yeah, definitely a 2-stop stage with a little bit of room to wiggle maybe in there. I'd say about a lap or 2, so you can maybe go, 13 on 2 of your runs or something if you wanted to maybe mix some things up, try short pitting, stuff like that. But we'll have to see what these guys decide to do. And again, that's all assuming we don't get cautions. So We've had a little bit more cautions during stage 2, so might see that a little bit more as well, especially as we are racing for a win now and not just stage wins. And that means a little bit more on the line, and these guys probably are going to get a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, like I said, 13's probably gonna get 14 on fuel, so 13 and 14 are the magic numbers here. As the 24 goes to the lead, but the 41's gonna look to the inside. So the 41's gonna take that lead now, but 13's the earliest, because if you go 12, and we started with 38 in the stage, if you go 12, that's 12, 24, 36. You would be 2 laps short at that point. So right now, I think 13 and 14 are the ways you're going to have to go here on fuel. I think it's the only way.
Absolutely. But now look, you see these guys towards the front again, side by side. Actually, do I see 3 wide up here? Oh boy.
Oh, they're 3 by 3 mid-pack. They are 3 by 3 mid-pack. Oh, they straightened it out though. 24 and the 41 still battling for the lead though. They're side by side for the lead. Here comes the 51. 51 trying to look through the middle here, but no room. They're 4 wide for second place.
That's not recommended, boys.
Oh, crap.
And that's why it's not recommended.
11 around.
Huge crash, 47 involved. Big time.
As we got the caution here is everybody's going to slow the pace down here. We got our about third, fourth manual of the day. What is up, Rock NASCAR? Shout out to Rock NASCAR in chat.
It's the GOAT.
Rock? How you doing? It's the GOAT, Rock NASCAR. What's up, Rock? What up, man? As we're under caution here, as Perro's going to be open this time, Harvick.
Indeed, and a lot of fast cars caught up, and that was a pretty big wreck, pretty hard wreck too. Saw quite a few. You don't see this all the time at Auto Club. The way they wrecked, quite a few cars actually went down through the infield grass and slammed the inside wall too. So, pretty long, hard, fast spins down there. So, a lot of damaged race cars here. The 47 who won stage 2 just a few minutes ago, he found himself pretty beat up down through the. He was one of the cars that actually went down through the grass and slammed the inside wall. So, quite a few fast guys in there. Still got a long way to go in this thing. These guys will get the go down pit road here, get tires, fuel, and repair these four-wheeled machines of horsepower, and go down and see what we decide to do here. See if these guys can come back to the field. It'll be fun now to see if some of these faster cars. I can't speak apparently right now, but some of these faster cars now that are going to be kind of pinned back in the field a little bit. You know how they make their way back through the field. We've seen the draft. We've seen 2, 3, 4 wide. I remember I said don't recommend going 4 wide for second, and well, the resulting crash is why I said that. Sometimes that happens, and it happened in a pretty big quantity there.
Here we go. So we got the race off pit road. The 24 is going to win the race off pit road. High side Hobie, last race winner at Gateway. He's going to win the race off pit road here. But good racing so far here at Auto Club. Shout out to the 10 people that are watching us right now. Shout out to you guys. Y'all make it happen. Get your Raise energy drinks here. We're going to put the link back, 15% off at checkout if you use the code. And also go check out Circle B Diecast as well. Code HIGHSIDE. Give you free shipping with any purchase over $20. Go check out Circle B Diecast as well. But good racing here tonight for the High Side Racing League so far. That 24 has been up front now, and he's got that win last week. He hasn't been up front much, but he's up front now. He's leading that inside line as he won the race off pit road. But the 6, the B13 on that outside, he's going to lead that outside lane. Third place is going to go to the 51 of Horatio. Fourth is going to go to the 41 of Man Like Milk. Fifth is going to go to the 96 of Ice in My Veins. He's going to be in that 5th position. 6th position looks like the 8 of, I think, Hunter Boy. Yeah, 8 of Hunter Boy. 7th is going to be the 17 of Fort Tough. 8th is going to be the 20 of Fat Paladin. 9th is going to be the 21 of It. And 10th is the 14 of Noggin Juniors. Here we go. Coming to the line for the restart after the caution. Here we go. Green flags. We're on board with the 51.
Oh,
Oh, good launch on the bottom. 51 going to the inside of the 6 here, going into turn number 1. 24 had a great launch on that restart. That's the first time I've seen the inside have the advantage for a lot of this race. The outsides had great restarts on the outside. Here we go, down the back straightaway. 51's going to clear. Here we go, good draft here by the 51. Is he going to look to the inside? No. Oh, yes he will. To the inside goes the 51, but he kind of had to let off. Here we go. He's going to look to the outside now. He's going to go to the outside of the 24. Here comes the 6. 3 wide for second. It's the 51's falling
Oh, beating
back.
and banging.
Here we go. Out of turn number 4, down to the start-finish line. 24's in the lead as the 51's through the sucker hole with 29 to go. Oh, this is getting dicey, folks. It's getting dicey towards the end of this thing. Hart.
Dude, I'm looking back here a little bit further back. I've been on board with Brodozer because I haven't had to move my camera around a whole lot, and I can see quite a bit of what's going on. But I went on board with him for a second, and about at the same time, he was in the middle of 3 wide, and they were door banging off each other. So these guys using up the fenders a little bit. Not something you would typically think of at Auto Club unless you were maybe pushing somebody. But hey, that's kind of been something that's happened tonight. But it's created some really fun racing. And again, these guys put on a show as always. They never disappoint. And it's another one of those races tonight. We've had a ton of different leaders, ton of different lead changes. 3 wide racing, a lot of this race. Even some 4 wide. Some of it has resulted in pretty big crashes, but that happens too. But an amazing race we've seen so far, and this thing's far from over. Still over 25 to go in this thing, and we are far from finished with what's going on here. And I think we're shaping up for this to be a pretty good one at the end.
Yeah, it is, but this is going to lead to a big question here. Pit stops, your execution on the green flag pit stops, if we go green flag pit stops. We've had the stage 2 where before we had green flag pit stops, we had some cautions come out lately. Stage 1 was our only real preview of green flag pit stops, so tell us, how hard is it to really have green flag pit stops here? Because you're kind of in a big pack, and the rule is you have to signal on the apron. So tell us, is it hard, or how hard is it to get on pit road here at Auto Club?
It can be a little bit difficult. By the way, a couple of cars back there, it looked like slapped the wall pretty hard and slowed down quite a bit, but they all kept it going. But no, look, one of the big things at Auto Club is, pulling out the signal sometimes can be a little bit worrisome because, pulling out and swerving, you make the wrong move, and it's not as bad on presets. The car is a little bit more stable here on presets. Customs, you're a little bit more on the edge of everything. You try to max everything out to the edge of, where you're just comfortable enough to drive it, but sometimes sudden movements on the custom setup side of things can maybe upset the car. Not as much here. Presets, you're alright, but, sometimes still you can, the car maybe get a little bit uneasy going down the back, and especially too the major bumps about halfway down the back stretch. I mean, this is one of the places where you go down the back and you hit those bumps, you notice it. And I can't say that about every track in this game, but here the bumps, you do notice that they're there, even on the straightaway, which, it just goes to show you how big those bumps are. But the other thing is, too, trying to pit out of the pack. This is one of the faster pit roads. This is one of the easier pit entries to make. It's a little bit further off the racetrack. You kind of get on that little, I guess you could call it an access road there, and you run down it a little bit till you get to the commitment line. But getting out of that pack, getting off the banking and down there without causing trouble, sometimes that can be an issue. We haven't seen a whole lot of issues with it tonight. Also, sometimes if you're side-by-side going in there, it's not hard to get pushed wide and off into the grass, either maybe hit the pit barrels or even miss pit road entirely, too. So we haven't seen that tonight, but it's not impossible. And with at least 2 or potentially 2 pit stops remaining, that could be something to think about. But speaking of pit stops, let's talk about this, because I just thought of this a few minutes ago. We went green with 30 laps to go. Obviously, these guys pitted with about 31 to go. They can save a little bit under caution. There is a chance, and again, this is going to be a lot harder to do if you decide to do it than what it was in Stage 1, that somebody could try to maybe save. You go, say 15 laps on each run, or say you go 15 laps on both runs instead of 14 and 15. Well, that goes from putting you or 14, that goes from putting you to 28, 2 laps short on fuel, to getting you to lap 30 and maybe being very borderline on fuel. So there are some fuel saving questions that have come back into this with that caution we had too, Alex. So that's out of the question either. We'll have to pay attention to if anybody decides to attempt that or not.
Guys, thank you for Larry McReynolds around there. We're gonna,
Happy
you
to
know
help.
what? I usually call. I don't know if everybody knows this, but we usually call Word Burden the Dollar Tree Joey Stone. We're gonna call you the Dollar Tree Larry McReynolds. You know, I think
Okay with
that's.
that. I love Larry
You're
Mack.
okay with that. That's
I
good.
love Larry Mack. Larry Mack is the GOAT. Well,
Yeah. So,
sorry, he's the second GOAT. Rock NASCAR is the GOAT.
oh, Rock NASCAR is the first goat.
Yes.
You know. So, right
Larry Mack
now,
is the GOAT Junior.
Goat Junior. Goat Junior. Okay. So 24 up front. He's controlled so far this part of the run since he's taken the lead before during that caution. He's currently got the 51 of Horatio behind him, and then behind Horatio is the 17 of Ford Tough. In that 17, running pretty good on that bottom, and then right behind Ford Tough, you got the 14 of Noggin Jr. in fourth, and then you got fifth, the 6 of B13. That's your top 5 right now. We got Horatio looking to the outside, just not gonna work there. Oh, but can you look to the inside though? He's looking, but nothing there. 24 kind of breaking the draft, letting the 51 go high and see if he can pass him on the high side. Oh, here comes the 17 as well, getting a push from the 14. 51's gonna give a push to the 24. 17 to the inside of the 51 for second. That battle for second. Oh, the 24, big block.
Wow.
Oh, big
That was
block
close.
by the 24. Gosh. He's got to block everyone if he wants to keep that lead.
Pied Piper, I believe, would be the appropriate term here, or maybe Dale Jr.
Pied Piper, he's blocking like an ex-girlfriend here. I mean, he is just blocking everyone. He's blocking everyone like PennDOT trying to fix a highway. He's clogging up all the lanes right now.
Hey, it seems to be working for him, though. If you're out front being able to do that, you're doing something right.
Oh!
Oh, boy!
What a save between the 4 wide for third.
Uh-oh, we saw what happened last time. Oh, boy.
Oh, they all cleared it out. It's 3 wide now, but wow, the 51-17 made contact off of 4, and the 51 saved it, kept it out of the wall, and the 17 saved it from bodying another car.
Definitely hard driving by these guys. Hard racing, hard driving. Hey, look, up here from where we're at, that's what we love to see. Now, the drivers might not like that so much. It maybe creates some very tense situations. Definitely some
they're
clinch.
4 wide again.
Oh, boy. Can they make it through this time?
47 got put in the wall. Oh, that's got to hurt right there. Oh, but can him in the 96 hold on to the draft? That's going to be the question there. Oh, that's got to hurt, but pit stops we heard are imminent. They're coming soon, so maybe they can make some ground on pit entry, but here comes the 6 for the lead. 6 and the 24, side by side for the lead. Oh, here we go. 6 on the outside. Can he roll the top good? 24 on the bottom. Oh, we're hearing 24's coming down next time. He's coming down next time. Here comes the 6. 6 with a big run on the outside. 80 and the 24 make contact. They somehow don't wreck. Here comes the 6. They're side by side. They're about 10 to 1. 24's got a little bit of advantage with the nose out. Oh, 24 with a surge through the center of the corner right there. Here comes the 14 on the bottom.
Now here, and by the way, too, this is where we were talking about earlier, pitting could be difficult. Well, I know the 14's not the 14, 24 is trying to come in this time. We'll see how difficult this is for him and maybe anybody else trying to get out of this pack, because it's pretty racy right now.
Here we go. Let's see who's coming. Oh my God, it's like the whole
everybody
pack wants to come down there. Everyone in the pack's coming, except for 1 car, 2 cars. 1 car, the 17, the 47. Yeah, Brodozer and Ford Tough staying out an extra lap.
And look, let me just remind everyone, it is possible to make this stage, or the final stage here with the way the caution fell, on 1 stop. We are, I believe, at 15 to go at the moment, maybe 16. Again, we went green with 30 to go. They got fuel at 31 to go. Obviously, a pace lap, you don't really use a ton of fuel, so It is not impossible for these guys to try to make it. They are in now this time, though, so we'll have to see if the 47 and 17 can make this on one stop like they did back in Stage 1, or at least the 47 did.
Well, they look like they ran out of gas coming as another car is kind of staying out here. Looks like the 11 of RTSB Killer staying out for another lap. So the 11 staying out here for another lap. It's going to make it interesting for the rest of the field. He somehow has made it another lap here. Unless he short pitted. Who's the leader right now? Somebody give me an update. Okay, so the 11's pitted. So forget everything that I just said.
He was unlapping himself.
He was unlapping himself. So now the 47-17, they pitted late. They had to sputter in pit road. That's going to lose them a lot of time. As look,
these fellas are out.
The whole field just trained them. Yeah, the whole field just trained them. So, yeah, they lost a lot of time sputtering. But will it pay off in maybe saving that one extra bit of fuel they needed?
Actually, I tell you what, too, Alex. When you look at the gap, and yes, it looks like a pretty sizable gap, but there's another car back here with them as well. If they, or a couple actually, if they could get packed up together and try to work with those guys, it is not impossible for them to go catch the pack up there in front of them. So don't count them out of this. And again, too, we bring up, like I said, there is a chance that these two, the 17 and the 47, can make this on just that one stop right there if they can conserve fuel the best way. That might not matter.
Okay, guys, let's calm down. Let's calm it down. 88 and the 14 battling for the lead made some contact and somehow did not wreck. That's gotta be him. Oh, 41's around in front of the pack. Somehow he's not hit. Somehow he did not get hit by anybody. Wow, he did not get hit by anybody somehow. Oh, we're hearing caution at the line, so that's
fuel mileage won't matter. Well, actually, now here's a question.
Maybe. How many to go?
13, I think. Yes, I got it right.
So yeah, fuel mileage is out the window because they get 14. So
now here's the question.
Yeah.
If you're, and I know this is borderline, but if you're, obviously, I think if you pitted, if you weren't the 17 or the 47, I think you come in now top off the fuel, get some tires. But if you're the 14 and the 47, you only ran about a lap, maybe 2 laps at speed there. Do you consider staying out, try to get your track position back, or you just come in top off and then not worry about it?
I would come in top off because that is very close pit window. Because I think they ran 1 or 2 laps, so they're at like 13 or 12. You can probably save that under this pace lap, but I wouldn't risk it because there might be another caution in the future, and we do have that limit where 5 to go, no more pit stops or no more cautions. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see. But let's see who stays out and who comes in. See, everyone looks like they're coming in. Yep, everyone's coming in.
A little bit of... Now also, I guess the other question to ask too, and we've seen this work for some guys and not work for others. Do you consider maybe a 2-tire stop here to get some track position? Oh, wow.
See what happens here off pit road.
Well, hey, since things are going to get pretty interesting here, I'm going to take a minute and take a sip of my good old drink.
Better be some Raise Energy, bro.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Well, race off pit road here is looks like let's go to the front here. It looks like everybody came out saying, "Oh, the 14's gonna win the race off pit road." 88 was the leader. 14's gonna win the race off pit road.
And I gotta believe
job by
that was pit crew there.
Yeah. So let's see what happens here. Juice cone. This is going to be important. Unless we get another caution, this is going to be the most important part of the race.
And look, again, the question is here, what do you do? Look, And obviously, if you're in the back of the pack, I think you just try to do what you can to get the most position out of it. But if you're up front here, we've seen this outside seems like pretty consistently be the place to be off the launch of the restart. And sometimes you're able to clear before the entry to one, sometimes you're not. If you're not able to clear that inside line, though, before one, they really seem to be able to come back with a vengeance and then kind of get the advantage off, too. So it's kind of a, do you want the launch off the restart and the potential to maybe clear that inside and get down low and block those guys, or do you take where you know the momentum, might not be there on launch, but it'll be there by the corner?
Well, here we go. This is how it's going to work. When we go green, it's going to be 11 to go. We're going to have the 14 of Noggin Jr. on the inside. The 6 of B13 on the outside. Here we go. Green flag. 11 to go in the race. Oh, whoa, okay.
All right.
Already making it 3 wide in the back. Here we go in the 1. Good launch by the inside. 14 up front. He's going to clear second. Can the 88 clear second? Here we go. Out of turn number 2. Down the back straight away they go. Side by side between the 6 and 88. Oh, 6 is going to clear because he's got the draft of the 14. Here we go. 6 looking low. 14 leaving some room. You can use that apron if you want to. Oh, here we go. 6 to the rear bumper of the 14. 88's going to tuck in behind the 6. As it's a scramble back for positions. Look at the pack. They are scrambling for positions
everywhere.
Right now.
Tell you what, I will say, though, if he can get clear here, keep an eye on that 47. He kind of got a little bit of contact there, but before that, he was towards the back, and he shot through the field pretty quickly to get up to where he was, and then he kind of got stalled out there, and he kind of remains in that battle. But I think that 47 could have something to say before the end of this race if he can break out of here and get to this front pack. We saw what he did in stage 2. I think he's capable of doing that again, but he's going to have competition up there with the 6, the 14, and those guys who have been very, very fast today.
Yeah, it's right now it's a battle. 6, 88, 88 going to the inside of 6. That's a battle for second. 6 on the outside. Will he get any help? All 14 sliding up the racetrack. Can the 88 look? Oh, 14's going to give 88 the draft. Oh, the 17's going to help the 6. Oh, here we go. Oh, 6 trying to get to the outside here. Oh, he's sliding way up the racetrack. He's going to have to tuck back in line here. Oh, but the 17 is going to get the draft of the 24. He's going to have to tuck behind the 17 here. 14 up front. 88 behind him. 24 battling in that group. 88 going to the outside. Oh, it's a heavy battle. Oh, 24 giving the bumper to the 14. They're going to go 3 wide.
Beep, beep.
Oh, 88 to the lead on the outside. What a move from the 88.
Look, we see how quickly these moves, these runs and passes are being made up front. Keep an eye on that because I think that's only going to get more current, I guess, as we close to the end of this race. And if these guys keep battling up towards the front too, it's going to allow the pack, which is kind of, it's not very spread out, but it has spread out a little bit. It's going to allow those guys to pack up, and you're going to get a whole lot of cars here trying to do the same thing. It's going to get very interesting towards the end of this race. Like I said, I think this is shaping up to be a really good ending. I think we're shaping up to have a really fun finish here if they keep this up.
Watch out for the 11 of RTSB Killer. He's been up front. He's in the top 5 right now. He hasn't been up front for most of the race, but now he's up front when it matters. Through 3 and 4. Oh, the 11 goes to the inside of the 96. All 2 wide for about third. 3 wide for second. Oh, here we go. The 11 coming out of nowhere. 47's here. The 8's here. The 17's here. It's like it's just like Daytona and Talladega. Everybody's up here when it matters.
And hey, by the way, shout out to the 41 for the second time tonight. Comes up with a huge save. He keeps it going and nobody else involved. When we by the way, Alex, when we get back to the line, no more cautions.
Yeah, no more cautions when we come back to the line. They're making heavy contact with each other here. They're going to wreck. I got a feeling.
Will it be before the line?
I don't want them to, but I got a feeling. Here we go. Noggin Jr. up front. 5 to go in the race. No more cautions. Can the 14 hold off the whole field for 5 more laps? He's hoping PennDOT's at the racetrack to shut down the whole track right now.
I don't know, does he want it shut down? Because then he'll have to slow down to get through it.
Well, right now, here comes the 24. He's got to run. Oh, 6 goes way wide here. He's going to go way. He's almost running Larson line right here. He pushed way tight into the corner. Here we go. 4 to go. 24 trying to get a run. He's got the 96 behind him. He's also got the 6 behind the 96. Otherwise, it's a scurry battle for 5th behind him.
And Aiden, you see now the pack here is kind of split just a little bit as well. So maybe weaning out the guys that are gonna be, that would be up here battling for this win as we close in on what I think 4 to go. So maybe 3, I don't know which, one of the two. But
coming to 3.
We are slowly but surely kind of getting cars out of this lead pack and kind of shuffling them back to the second one, and dwindling down those that will contend for this win.
Well, right now, that 14's got a gap with 3 to go. The second place, the battle for second's been heated right now. And the 14 has pulled a gap. It's just going to have to depend on whether that pack can chase down the 14. They better train. They better Thomas the Tank Engine this right now. Here we go. Coming to 2 to go this time. 24 gonna push from the 96 and the 17. 96 gets tight. 96 gets into the wall a little bit.
Oh, that's gonna check everybody up.
Here
Breaks
we go.
that pack
14
even more.
trying to break the draft. Here we go. 2 to go. This is settling to be a good one, folks. Do not leave your phones. Do not leave your TVs. Do not leave your tablets. Do not leave your computers, folks. We're going to have a good one here tonight. Out of 2. 24. Is he going to get a run? 17 the wall for 3rd. That's going to lead the 24 and 14 to settle in unless something happens. Oh, 24 looking to the inside. Oh, he got blocked. He's going to have one more shot. Oh, he's got a good run. Oh, 14 gets taken. 14 takes out the 24.
Wow.
The 14 takes out the 24 as it's a white flag. One more to go at Auto Club.
This thing ain't over yet. He's gonna have these guys behind are probably gonna have one more shot in 3 and 4, maybe coming off if they can get a big enough run down the back.
6. Here comes the 6. I don't know what's going to be the rolling on that 14. I don't know if he's going to penalty. That was a very aggressive block. Through 3 and 4 one more time. Here we go. No chance for anyone else. Out of turn number 4, the 14 of Noggin Jr. is going to win at Auto Club. After a block gone wrong, the 6 is going to get 2nd, and then the 51 of Horatio in his debut gets a 3rd place finish. Ralph gets that 3rd place finish as Noggin Jr. with a very controversial finish there. That's got to be a stinger for the 24. He had a run.
Almost went back to back.
Almost went back to back, but the block from the 14, that's going to end it.
24 very, very unhappy, but we're going to hear from these guys in post-race here, including your race winner, get his side of what happened here, and get the other 2 members of your top 3, and we'll hear a word from those guys here in a minute.
Yeah, it's a good race. That Circle B is presented on the final lap. So that was a great Circle B diecast finish right there. But a little bit, we were hoping to get a little bit of a better finish. Just did not develop here tonight with that block. But it was a pretty good race in general. We got your top 3 coming in here. Colin, just to check, top 3 was Horatio. Was Horatio 3rd or was it B13? Horatio and B13, since you're in here already. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna go to your third place finisher, Horatio
Ralph!
Kane, in his high side debut, aka Ralph. Ralph. Ralph here. Horatio, you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you, boys. How we doing?
What is good? Good
Make sure you
job
got
in your
audio in,
high side
Horatio.
debut tonight. You did a very good job. Tell us, what did it take to get this third place tonight?
Just patience, a lot of patience. I kept wanting to run the bottom, but it seemed like when we packed up, the top was kind of what was prevailing down the backstretch and get the biggest pull, and um, just trying to keep my nose clean. I haven't raced with a lot of these guys. This this being my first race with the league, so just trying to stay clean and figure out who was who.
Yeah, as you know, you had a good debut. We know what you're all about. Maybe some of these people don't know what you're about. Tell us, what are you going to bring here to High Side that you think is going to be a great quality for your racing?
Just same thing, just trying to stay clean. Me and old Ralph, and just having some fun. I mean, it seems like a pretty good group of guys. We were pretty clean all night at a track that can get pretty messy at times, and for the most part, I mean, it was give and take, and everybody was staying clean and calling out lines. So, I mean, it was a blast, and hopefully we keep running up front and get in the winner's circle.
Yeah, anything you want to shout out here before we go to second place finisher B13?
Yeah, obviously, shout out my boy Ralph hooking the car up. Shout out to you boys in the booth for always doing a good job. All the leagues that y'all commentate in, and Circle B for being the title sponsor. Go get your Diecast. I know I'm probably about to put it in order here shortly. Use that promo code, and other than that, have a good night, y'all.
Okay, that is our third place finisher Horatio
And Ralph.
Kane. Is where Harvick, you're with our second place finisher B13.
Indeed, man, you got a copy because you were all over the place tonight. And I mean that in a good way. You were kind of it was a pretty interesting race for you. You got me,
I got you loud and clear here, buddy.
man. I tell you what, stage one you were kind of up inside the top five, but I think where your car really came to life was stage two. You were kind of just hanging around there. Stage one weren't quite where you were the rest of the race. It seemed like you maybe made some adjustments throughout the stage there, got the car better. Stage two, though, that thing was lights out fast. You and the 14 and a couple other guys, the 17, all you guys were really up front racing hard during that entire stage. You led a lot of that. And actually, what the other thing too that got you up there during stage two was under one of the cautions, you actually decided to stay out on slightly older tires, not very worn out, but I guess walk me through kind of that call and what you did to get the car better.
Yeah, absolutely, Harvick. I saw Noggin stay out on the time you're referring to, and I figured, we've only ran a lap on these tires. Um, it's not going to help out as far as any fuel advantage by going into the pits. And I figured, if you're going to try it, you might as well try it now, get it out of the way, and then you'll know the next time if you're in that situation whether or not you can stay out on those, one lap old tires or whatever. And that did work out for me. And also, I wasn't able to get the full adjustment in stage one. So coming out stage two, I was able to get that all fixed up and get it ready to go. And I really liked where the car was, and definitely had a lot of speed. And also, I got to say, it's super nice to finally have a teammate out on the racetrack. I was able to get out there and work with the 17 a little bit, and that was really refreshing to see that.
Absolutely, and both of you guys led a bunch of laps tonight combined. So I mean, great job. Obviously, I think Ford finished around the top five, maybe just inside. But I know, obviously, P2 for you. But I would say too, you got up there on that track position call there with stand out, and you never really fell back. It seemed after that. Obviously, we had quite a few more cautions really during that part of the race and the early part of stage three. But I would say, I guess my question would be, going through the rest of the race, how did you feel like the car as a whole drove? How was traffic getting through all that? We saw a lot of 3, 4 wide racing, even sometimes throughout the latter part of this race. I mean, how was that racing through that, trying to get the car to handle and just dealing with the traffic?
It's certainly a handful out there, and it gets really hard, especially in this game, because the in-game spotter isn't the best, and you don't really always know when you're truly 4 wide. But I think it the car handled really well, and I felt like I was getting stuck on the outside quite often there. And that has its advantages and disadvantages. The advantage being that if you can take the corner right, you can get one wallop of a run coming out of the corners, and that can help you get past some of those guys. But I think the car had race winning speed for sure. It was just getting through the traffic there at the end and getting stuck on the outside just didn't give me enough time to get a run going up towards the front. And sad to see what happened to the 24. To me it looked like he was clear, but only video evidence will tell. That was an awesome race. I think really the whole time it was close the whole time. I had a blast. That was really awesome.
Absolutely, and I know you kind of just mentioned it. That was actually going to be my next question. It's kind of a dual question, but I guess first of all, obviously you were kind of, I wouldn't say right there, but I mean you were close enough to kind of get an eye on what happened. What did you see happen there in front of you between the 14 and the 24 there for the lead, and then I guess resulting from that, what did you feel like you maybe needed to try to get back to the 14 and maybe try to get back to the line before he did?
Well, to me, it looked like the 24 had more than a nose underneath the 14, and I don't know. Like I said, only the video will tell, but I guess the 14 just thought he was clear. But I think honestly, if the 24 had gotten up next to him and they raced it out, I think I was behind the 24. I think both of us probably would have pulled ahead because he was kind of out there by himself. But you know, that's the way things happened, and you can't go back and change it. So, we're happy with the P2. We fought hard for it, so we'll take it.
Absolutely, man. Well, P2, really, really solid run for you all night long, especially really from the start of stage 2 and on. You kind of got the car underneath of you, got rolling forward, and never really looked back. Had a ton of speed, both you and your teammate of Ford, who made his debut, I think, tonight. But both of you guys ran really well as a team there, led a ton of laps. Again, you come up with a very solid P2 finish, was up in contention for the win late. Any thank you, shout outs you'd like to give for that tonight?
Yeah, just as always, thank you to you guys for your awesome broadcasts, and thanks to everyone that came out and raced tonight. I think we put on a heck of a show. To me, I mean, on track, it seemed like one of the better races we've had this season. And then, thank you to our sponsors, Circle B and Raise Energy Drinks. We appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. Well, again, congratulations on your second place finish, and hopefully we'll get to maybe talk to you next week or next Tuesday, I believe, at Kentucky is what I heard.
Yep, Kentucky it is, and thank you guys.
Yes, sir. Alex, you have our winner, and with it a very interesting story.
Well, yeah, I'm here with your winner. Winner here tonight at Alohsrl Noggin Jr. You win it in controversial fashion tonight. A lot of things going to be talked about after this race between you and the 24. Tell us, on your point of view, what happened there.
Well, first of all, I don't want to stray from tradition. I'm very superstitious. Air, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. How about you?
I am doing peachy keen. My heart rate has definitely dropped since the race has ended. I feel like I can breathe a little bit better. So, yeah.
So, but back to the question at hand. The controversial finish. It looked like people are saying they look clear on your screen, on stream, and through us, it looked like the 24 did get to your corner panel there, and you threw a block. Tell us on your point of view what happened.
Yeah, my point of view, he had a huge run coming down the back, and I was just trying to size up if he was going to make a dive bomb or just kind of ride behind me, wait till the last lap to make a move. He made like a half dive bomb going into 3, coming to the white flag. I tried to get down, I think I did, but he's been running the apron for a while, so I trusted he could be able to run that clean. I washed up coming out of 4. I saw him making a huge run, so I was just trying to get back down. In that, I flipped his front end. I looked clear on my little mirror. It didn't appear that way. I apologized to him. He doesn't sound too happy about it. He has every right not to be. Hopefully, he can just go on and race out the rest of the season.
It's good. Yeah, I think this is your second win of the season. I remember last time you won, I think it was Martinsville earlier this season. You had a pretty good run there, and you had a pretty good run here tonight. But the main focus I want to talk about was the new drivers. You know, we had some new drivers tonight. They were running pretty good. We had Ford Tough, and of course Horatio, who finished 3rd place tonight, one of the newer ones. We had Ice in my veins as well. So tell us, how did you think about the new drivers here tonight, and how it affected the racing a little bit?
Oh, I thought it was great. We had some new drivers. They're all very quick and very cognizant of what's going on around them and what's going on in the race. In regards to the racing, I think it made it a ton of fun, especially on Auto Club. It's such a draft and such a wide track that you could run 3 and 4 wide almost comfortably and still make it through the corners without any kind of hassle. So I think they made a huge upgrade to not only roster size and how it looks like from the outside, but definitely from the racing as well, just to be able to have that big pack of racing.
Yeah, and anything you want to shout out here before we end this thing?
Well, I definitely want to make a shout out to Circle B. I'm a huge diecast collector, and this is definitely going to help out in getting them more. I'm definitely going to use that code HIGHSIDE for some free shipping over sales of $20, and maybe get some race energy while I'm at it. Make sure I can stay up late if they ever get the website working, and I can be the first to pre-order some stuff.
Okay, well, thank you. That is your winner here tonight. Noggin Jr. ends it in a thriller here tonight in a very controversial fashion as well. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. It was a great racing all around, Harvick, wouldn't you say?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. When is it not with these guys? Again, like I always say, these guys, even at places where, I mean, in my personal opinion, the races, ideally the expectations would be, they'd be pretty boring. I look at, like, the first race I ever called for these guys was Kansas. Kansas is one of the most boring tracks in this game when it comes to calling a race, because all you do usually is just train the outside wall, and maybe occasionally, depending on what the draft setting's on, you can maybe get a big enough run down the front straightaway where you can dive really deep into the corner, kind of slide up and side draft somebody all the way through the corner. But other than that, it's pretty hard to pass. Well, this is the only league that I have really seen where in the middle of the run they're able to run three wide with one another and actually make passes instead of just running the wall. Obviously, the wall was the dominant line, but all 3 lanes were working. You don't get that often at Kansas in this game, or in Heat 4 for that matter. So, again, I'm not surprised these guys put on shows, amazing shows at places that really shouldn't even be all that entertaining. So, I'm not surprised that at one, that should be entertaining and is expected to be, they put on a heck of a show. Obviously, the finish is definitely a bit of a topic to talk about there. Definitely, there's 3 sides to every story. There's the each person's side, and then somewhere in the middle, that's the truth. So, well, I guess that'll have to get sorted out through post race and whatever, but hopefully we don't see it carry over too much into the next few races or whatever. Hopefully these guys get it sorted out. But hey, a little bit of controversy is fun every now and then, sort of, I guess, depending on who you are. But all in all, amazing race. 3 wide racing a lot tonight. Some 4 wide, some crashes, and some pit strategy. This race had it all, and as usual, these guys never disappoint, so it's fun. It was a fun one again, and tell you what, I can't wait for Kentucky on Tuesday either. If I'm here, I should be good to go, but I tell you what, man, Kentucky is one of my favorite mile and a halves in this game. It's one of the few where you actually have to use throttle control let off to make the corners. That creates passing in itself. Kentucky also has a few lanes you can actually use, surprisingly. So, Kentucky, I think, is going to be a really fun race. One of my favorite mile and a halves. I know people have mixed opinions. I love it personally. Excuse me, and I can't wait to see what happens on Tuesday. So congratulations to our top three there. Of course, Noggin on the win, and then B13 and Horatio in his debut coming up P3. So congratulations to all three of those guys.
Well, it's been a fun race, fun night here. Great racing all around here at Auto Club. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in here tonight. Our next race is going to be Tuesday at 10, a little bit earlier. But you know what? Tuesday at 10, we're going to be racing at Kentucky in the Bluegrass State. It's going to be very fun. So thank you to everybody tuning in. I'm Aaron Dishkaz. That was K Harwick fan. We'll see you Tuesday.